Hey there guys, what's going on? Inside HD here, or Will, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today I'm going to be talking to you guys specifically about whether to get the Xbox One or the PS4 as a next gen console. So if you're not interested, don't watch this video. Basically what this video is going to be about is, of course, whether to get it, what's good, what's bad about both consoles, and some comparisons in the main features of both consoles. So, firstly, we have the things for the Xbox One. There's a bad thing about the Xbox One is that there's a mandatory online check. Now, if you're not 100% sure what this means, that means that every so often in a certain time period, you have to check in, like you're in a hotel sort of thing. You have to check in, you have to sign into Xbox Live to be able to basically play games. So that kind of sucks. Whereas PS4, there's no online check whatsoever. You can just go on as you feel it and as you want. Like it's just free will basically. You go on when you want it. The second thing is that if you don't sign in, if you're not online within a 24-hour time window, I believe it is, you can't actually play your games for another 24 hours. Now, call me crazy, but that sucks dick. I mean, I've always loved Xbox, but having a 24-hour offline mode, that sucks. I mean, that's pathetic. PS4 actually doesn't have any sort of suicidal checks or anything, which is good. It doesn't. You don't have to check in every 24 hours. Another thing that I really do hate is that they're trying to kill off the social aspect of gaming. Now, if you don't know what I mean by the social aspect, I don't mean playing with your friends on Xbox Live. What I actually mean is the social aspect is like trading games, like giving games to your friend that he'd give one back. Like you have a set date, and you lend your friends to your games, basically. Now, you can't do that, because I'll explain why in a minute. But you can't do that because, I'll just tell you now. Basically, what the Xbox does, it doesn't run on a disc. You get a disc, right? You buy the game from your retailer, right? You get a disc, and what it does, you put that disc into your Xbox, and that disc, that Xbox basically sucks off everything here. So. Xbox basically takes off all the data like a vacuum, just taking out all the data from the disc and putting it on your hard drive, which is why there's such a big hard drive data in the first place of 500 gigabytes, which is the smallest. So you can get 1 terabyte one, I do believe. Which is why it's so big, is because you're taking off about 300 about 30 gigabytes worth of each game. That's why the hard drive's so big. But the reason that's killing this off is because it takes off all the stuff. So when you do go out to lend the game to your mate, all it does is you're just giving them an empty disc practically. You're not giving them anything to go on, it's just an empty disc. So that sucks. Empty discs, what's the point? I don't understand. Whereas PS4 is good because it runs on a disc, as every other console in normal human race does, which is always good. If it runs on a disc, then it's good. Selling games as well. Selling games is actually restricted. You can't sell games to your friends also, as I said, because the Xbox sucks off all the data from the disc, leaving you with an empty disc with nothing in it. Whereas there's no restrictions on any of these for the PS4. There's no restrictions whatsoever. The Xbox has a mandatory camera, if you don't know what that means. It comes with the Kinect sensor. You cannot play the Xbox One without a Kinect sensor, okay guys? You cannot play it without the Kinect sensor. So that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. You have to have that on. And call me creepy, but it was really, call me crazy even, but this is creepy. If I was sitting there watching TV with my friends, or my family, or anything, like my little sister or my little cousin Jack, I'd be sitting there, I would crap myself looking at that thing with the Kinect sensor looking at me. Fuck that, I'd feel like they're watching me. Like, who knows, you could be doing something for the government or something. You could be a CIA agent, and they could be watching you, listening to every single word you say. No, that's just weird. It has to be plugged into the Xbox for the Xbox to actually work. How pathetic is that? Whereas the PS4, you can buy your sensor, Kinect sensor, whatever it is, you can buy it separately. So you don't need it to run the console, which is always good. The gold membership on Xbox is $60. I'm from the UK, but it says $60. So I'm guessing that's around 40 to 45 pound, about 50 euro, 55 euro. And that fee is required for Netflix. But there's no extra charge for Netflix on the PS4. So that's good. That's all good. I'm a huge Netflix fan. I absolutely love Netflix. So if it's not on there, I'm not going to be happy. What I think they've done this year, they've really made Xbox based around entertainment. And the reason why is because their statistics said last year that I think it was the average gamer on an Xbox 360 played Xbox, had their console on for about 84 hours a week. and less than a third of that they spent on games. So that's basically saying that they spent it watching movies, TV shows, listening to music and all that stuff, and just talking to their friends and not gaming. So that's pretty stupid. But I see where they're coming from by making this an all-round based console. So let's just quickly go over this. Mandatory online check for the Xbox. No gaming if you're offline for 24 hours or plus. Lending games is restricted. Selling games is restricted. Used games are restricted, which means there's going to be no fee whatsoever. You cannot buy used games. Mandatory camera, so it has to be on. And gold. You have to have gold, otherwise you can't do anything. You have to always be connected to online Xbox Live, or you can't do anything whatsoever. It's just pointless having it. So that is $500. So over in the UK, that's £440. But let's look at the PS4. No online checks, no 24-hour checks, no restrictions on lending games, no restrictions on selling games, no restrictions on used games, and no mandatory camera. And there's no extra charge for Netflix. I do believe you have to pay £5 a month. You have to be an active PSN, PlayStation Plus member. I'm not too familiar with it, but that's what I've been told. You have to actually be part of PlayStation Plus, which is only a £5 a month fee. So overall that's £60 a month. So that does actually equal to the gold membership. So I can see where they're going from that. But that is $100 cheaper, which is $400, whereas the Xbox One is $500. So $500, $400, £440 for the Xbox One, £330 for the PS4. Now, I've always been an Xbox fan in the past. I've always preferred Xbox. I have both PS3 and Xbox. I've had more fun with the Xbox 360 than I have with the PlayStation 3, I must say. But unfortunately, PlayStation just has kicked their ass this year. They really have messed it up. Microsoft really have messed it up. And if they don't do something soon, their sales are just going to go down and down and down. I mean, they've already dropped. If you look at the latest results from E3, 1 in 8 people, or 1 in 8, pre-ordered the Xbox One. So that means the other 7 either didn't pre-order any or pre-ordered the PS4. And what do you think is more likely? Exactly, they pre-ordered the PS4. Anyway guys, if you did like this video, thanks for watching. If it did try and help you make your mind up, thank you again for watching. And make sure to subscribe for more info, guys. I love all my subscribers out there. Thank you so much for the support you've given me, and expect a lot more videos in the future because summer is coming. And I'll see you later guys. Insight out.